Hayley.
I'm Jamaica.
I'm Jess.
And we're the cast of Season to Taste, an independent theatre production making its way from a delicious gooey cake batter to a batch of immaculately iced and flawlessly fluffy cupcakes. To start with, Season to Taste was just a handful of ingredients. I had these stories I had written, women who were saying all the things I didn't want to say out loud, or what I perceived others wouldn't want to say out loud. They were deciding who they were or who they wanted to be. They were rich and juicy, buttery, and then sad, happy, and funny. And then there was an extra element to be thrown into the mix, the food. These women were reflecting or empathizing, confessing and discovering. And I thought, where do I do this best? At the dinner table. Food can accompany some of the most significant or the most banal conversations we have in life. Even if dining alone, it's an opportunity for self-reflection. And food itself is expressive of how we see ourselves. In other words, some might say, you are what you eat. I like to put it in the words of one of the co-writers of this script, Abby Elisha. Food is a representation of our attitude towards our own survival. I wanted to let the food colour the performance and allow the audience to connect with these stories through another sense, taste. So the show was 8 monologues, now 9, and each were matched with a piece of food to be consumed during the performance. The question became, how are we going to do this?
So the idea was snatched up by the Kingston Arts Centre in Moorabbin as part of their New Blood Creative Development Program. We were given a rehearsal space, resources, a theatre, and the chance to present 2 showings to friends, family, industry peeps and the general public. So for the lack of a better term, we got cooking.
So we got to work. We started mixing everything together, the stories, the food, adding some flavour here and there, some colour, mixing it together and letting it cook.
So the characters I play are Amber, Helena and Olive. Amber, the first character, is interesting to play because her story is more of an observation, so you learn about her through her observations of a young couple that she's watching on the train. Helena is a 17-year-old girl. She's lots of fun, but it's also a little bit terrifying returning to my teen years, and also realising how integral social networking is to maintaining friendships today. And Olive, who's the last character I play, is probably the most challenging. She's a little bit older and she suffers from anxiety, and she's in a position that I hope I will never find myself in.
I'm playing Lily, Emily and Anya, and all 3 of these characters are going through a big turning point in their lives, and that's really interesting to explore. Lily is essentially facing an identity crisis, and she's trying to work out what direction she wants her life to head. Emily has just had her heart broken, and she's in the process of putting the pieces back together. And Anya is facing a crisis as well, but more in relation to her identity and her sexuality.
So I'm playing the characters of Audrey, Bryony and Hazel. I love these characters because they're so much fun to play with. They're all trying to figure out what they really want from life or how certain events are going to define them. It was actually harder than I thought, playing characters that I had written myself. I caught myself going, what on earth is she trying to say here, a number of times, and I'd sort of think to myself, well, you should know really, but that's what the stories are about, discovery.
The showings we did at Kingston were baked to perfection, but missing a few things. Well cooked, but this recipe still needed a few final flourishes. We got great positive feedback from our audiences and knew that we wanted to take the show further. All we needed was a few final decorative touches.
We perfected the recipe and have been working towards creating the most scrumptious and most polished product to take to the Adelaide Fringe in February 2014, because we only want to serve the most delicious show to our audiences.
This is where you come in. To get to Adelaide to put on this show that we've been working so hard on, we need about $10,000. A staggering amount, we know, but this will predominantly be going toward venue hire and catering, with a small amount going toward accommodation and marketing material.
We'd appreciate even the smallest donation. Every little bit helps to get us to get this awesome show to Adelaide. And if you want to keep up with the show, like us on Facebook, Instagram us, tweet us, and we'll keep updating you on our efforts and let you know that we're making the most of your donation.
And because I clearly don't know how else to communicate other than through food, we have some truly yummy prizes to be bought, including cupcakes, cakes, cookies, all with gluten-free or vegan options. We already have this delicious creation sitting here ready to be served. Help us make sure we don't eat them all.